President Bola Tinubu has mandated that all future vehicles, generator or tricycle acquisitions by the government and its agencies must utilize either compressed natural gas, CNG, solar power or electric energy sources. According to a statement by presidential spokesman Audu Ngelale on Monday, the president's directive is also in furtherance of Nigeria's efforts to transition to cleaner energy as CNG-enabled vehicles have been adjudged to produce lower emissions, presenting a more affordable alternative for Nigerian energy consumers. Addressing members of the Federal Executive Council at the State House in Abuja on Monday, President Tinubu affirmed that there was no turning back on the energy reforms initiated by his administration. However, some Nigerians are of the opinion that CNG-enabled vehicles should not be included in Nigeria's future plan. Joining us now is Prince Mustafa Muna Audu, an APC chieftain and electric car manufacturer in Nigeria. Good morning, Prince Audu, and good to see you on the morning show. Welcome.
Good morning, Ayo. Always a pleasure being here. Good morning to the team, to Rufai, and of course to Ruben, and happy anniversary to Ruben as well.
Thank you. Very quickly, I think you must be happy with the announcement by the president that, zero emission, reducing carbon, energy emission and all of that, that we must now use CNG vehicles, particularly government agencies and all future purchases by government agencies. But two questions. The government says 100 billion was provided for. That announcement was made in July last year for this CNG vehicle project. 2 months later, the government said VAT had been removed from the importation of CNG vehicles, CNG generators, and tricycles. But people are asking the question, where would the gas come from? The stations that the federal government said they will set up across the country, across the 36 states, nobody has seen those stations. So how would these CNG vehicles function if there is no gas supply? You are the expert in that area. If you may enlighten us.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, like I said, to come on your show. Very pertinent questions. You are right. The government, led by President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has initiated the Presidential Gas Initiative. We produce electric vehicles. We're the largest EV makers in the country. And we honestly believe that going green, transitioning, is the best way forward. We do know that Nigeria has an abundance of gas, therefore there is a focus on CNG. But we honestly believe that our gas is better served towards industrializing the country, the manufacturing sector, or even piping to Morocco to provide Europe with the much needed gas that they need. But until then, we are trying to find a way to have a good energy mix. We honestly believe that CNG is at the end of its life shell. Yes, it is cleaner, but CNG has 5 years to go. The world has decided that in 5 years, there will be no more production of CNG vehicles or, in fact, any internal combustion engine vehicles. That's why leapfrogging towards electric vehicles is honestly the way forward. The president has made his pronouncement, which is fantastic. The president also commissioned the largest lithium-ion factory in Nigeria a couple of weeks ago. So the president is working towards the energy transition program of the country. As a private individual, we've just developed the largest electric vehicle factory in Nigeria and one of the largest in Africa. So there is an investment that is needed to be made, and we are making it towards electric. Yes, gas has its limitation, of course. Gas is produced in the south. Getting it to the north requires transportation costs, logistical issues. It's also priced, gas is also priced in dollar. So you have those knock-on effects. But the truth is, the president has a vision. The president and the vice president have a clear vision. So it is up to the team, the president's team, to be able to execute this vision. So you have to look inwardly. How many of these agencies, how many ministries are patronizing made in Nigeria vehicles, made in Nigeria cars. You know, how many of these companies understand what needs to be, how many of these agencies, sorry, and of course the appointees of government understand the actual renewed hope agenda and is implementing it. I believe that if every agency, every ministry, every department works towards this, there will be truly a development towards cleaner energy of vehicles. And it's not just in the EV sector, it's across board. Every agency, what are you doing? The furniture in your agency, is it made in Nigeria? The cleaning materials used to clean the ministry, are they made in Nigeria? This is how the pressure on the dollar can be relieved. This is how we can truly grow as a nation. This is how we can meet our own commitment, because Nigeria has an NDC, a national determined contribution or quota that we have to meet towards clean energy. So for agencies and
I'm so sorry. We're almost out of time, and I want you to expound on this. You talk, I hear you clearly with regards to CNG versus EV, which you play, a space you play in. But if we're still talking about the fact that despite Nigeria being a gas nation and there's scarcity, we're still having conversations around how, if we'll be able to meet up with the demands for gas, is electricity not even a further cry from that? Do you not think that's a little bit ambitious in terms of being able to meet the needs in terms of expense, accessibility? Would that be an option in the near future?
No, honestly, I don't think so. The technology is here and now, and what Nigeria is good at is we're very good at leapfrogging technology. The technology for gas, for CNG, is over. No one is investing in new technology. No one is investing in development. No one around the world, but everybody is investing towards electric vehicles. The sun is abundant. You can actually use an abundant source of renewable, replenishable energy to develop these vehicles. Some of our vehicles are connected to solar panels. Our factory have solar panels powering them. You have all sorts of solar panels, black panels, different kinds of panels that can help you power these vehicles, whereas gas is produced locally in the south. So in order to get the gas, in fact, in order to even produce the gas, there's cost in dollar. Then getting the gas over to the north or other areas in the country, there's a challenge. But the sun is everywhere. You can make use of the sun. And then you're reducing pressure on, yes, CNG is cleaner energy, but it's not clean energy. There's a difference, you know, between going cleaner and going towards clean. And what we're saying is that there is good investment in CNG, but there needs to be investment that pari passu with the electric vehicle sector, because Nigeria, whether we like it or not, has to take the lead. Because if we don't take the lead, other countries in a few years would be producing these vehicles and dumping them on us. Meanwhile, in 5 years, no matter the investment that we make in CNG today, in 5 years, no other country in the world will be producing any CNG vehicle or even the components. So yes, it is transition. Yes, we have an abundance of gas, but is it the solution? It's not the solution. It is a transitionary process that we must go through in order to get to where we need to get to. Therefore, why don't we just invest in where we need to get to? Why invest tremendously on the way to where we need to get to? Because we're going electric. Either it's electric or hydrogen cells or whatever the future holds for us. We know that any ICE, which is internal combustion engine vehicle, is a thing of the past. So that is why we must understand that it is not just the vision of the president alone to go clean. The onus is on all of us, all the appointees, all the people who support the Renewed Hope agenda, to focus on cleaner energy solutions, to focus on trying to meet our commitments, to focus on trying to save our planet, and of course to focus on creating new jobs. Just like you mentioned, the 100 billion naira has been put towards CNG vehicles. The reason you don't have them here and readily available is because no one was producing CNG vehicles. Very little people. So it's a new investment that is being created. Factory is being set up. Production will be done for these vehicles. But what will happen once this program is over? There's going to be issues with maintaining these vehicles because technology would not be there anymore to maintain these vehicles. That is why it is good for us to get to where we need to get to and get there rather fast. So CNG is perfect, CNG is very good, but it's temporary. So while we're investing in a temporary solution, let's invest in what will be the permanent solution. That renewable energy is everywhere, the sun is everywhere. So with the kind of solar radiation Nigeria has, we shouldn't be having this kind of conversation. We should already be there. And that's why I believe that the appointees of government, the people
Audu,
who are carrying out
note,
this renewed hope agenda, it must be on them.
Well, on that note, Prince Audu, would like to thank you very much for joining us on the morning show.